Well, Evelyn mentioned before the celebrities getting on board with Harris, right? And in lieu of articulating some policies, it's the one thing that she's been able to wheel out. Now, Jennifer Lopez joined in. She spoke at her rally in Las Vegas. You've had rapper Cardi B. She took the stage in Milwaukee. Even Harrison Ford has come out in support.
The truth is this: Kamala Harris will protect your right to disagree with her about policies or ideas. And then, as we have done for centuries, we'll debate them, we'll work on them together, and we'll move forward.
The good thing about actors, you see, is that they can read a script really well. And how about this ad? It's voiced by Julia Roberts, basically suggesting that women who vote for Trump must be under the thumb of their controlling husbands.
Your turn, honey.
In the one place in America where women still have a right to choose, you can vote any way you want, and no one will ever know.
Did you make the right choice?
Sure did, honey.
Remember, what happens in the booth stays in the booth. Vote Harris Walls.
I mean, what is that? Seriously, if that's what the celebrity endorsements are going to do for them, no wonder Harris is in a bit of trouble at this point, Evelyn. I mean, I find the basis of that ad quite insulting, really, because again, it's a bit like Biden saying, "Well, all Trump supporters are garbage." It shows what they think of Trump supporters and conservatives in general, which is that if you're a female conservative, it must be because your husband's told you what to do, and that if you're a conservative husband, you must be telling your woman what to do.
Oh, it just goes to show how out of touch they are with the average American because, you know, like they said, they've basically isolated themselves from such a large, population over there. Like, they've basically put themselves in a niche and said we're just going to appeal to this very far left little thing with our actors, our celebrities and all this, but everybody else they've got absolutely no relevance to. People can't relate to them, so they've shot themselves in the foot, like you said, Joe. Like they honestly have totally it's as bad as the Secret Service with Trump's assassination. It's just a mess. Like, in all seriousness. But you mentioned, Freya, earlier about the statistics around early voting. It was in 2016 that the New York Times reported that a week before the election that Hillary Clinton had an 85% chance of winning. Yeah. So, but it's interesting. I think the early vote could go one of two ways. It could be a really good thing or a bad thing, but Trump has always believed and still believes to this day, and many of Americans do, that the last election was rigged. And now I'm not going to get into back and forth about that. Let's stick to the point. Trump believes it. Many Americans believe it. A recent poll suggests that 66% of Americans still believe that the 2024 election will be affected by cheating. That's a huge thing. So Trump has come out with all of that in mind and said, make it too big to rig. And so I think he's been pushing for the early vote, but then you have Harris pushing the women to vote early because she's solely focused on the issue around abortion and, what they call women's rights. Say that to the women in the womb. But anyway, so she's gone for that. So it really, at the moment, it's so hard to know, are these women who are voting early for Harris because of this, abortion issue, or is this Trump voters who are getting in early because he has said, let's make it too big to rig? Because in the 2020 election, Biden was allegedly, and I do not believe this at all, that he was the most voted for president in all history, 80 million vote. How does Harris top that? Everybody will never believe that. So 100 million voters are going to come out and vote for Harris. No one's going to believe it. So this early voting...